And now, a dramatic reading of "Twas the Night Before Holiday Break" by Mr. David Palen.
"'Twas the night before December break when all through the school not a student was stirring due to the COVID fool. The desks were set up 6 feet apart with care in hopes that all the students soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds while learning on Zoom and only showing their foreheads. Mr. Crombie in his mask and Capasso in his face shield were getting the school ready, even Miller Field. When out in the cafeteria there arose such a clatter, Mr. Toulouse sprung from his desk to see what was the matter. Away to the cafe he flew like a flash, only to see everyone's favorite custodian taking out the trash. The school was set up and ready to go, with hand sanitizer, signs, and arrows explaining traffic flow. When what did our wondering eyes did appear? The hopes that students would safely soon be here. The teachers were excited to see their students real soon as they tried their very best to connect through Zoom.
No, you gotta turn the volume up. No, not you. No, you need to go on mute. You need to turn the volume up. Yes, no, you.
The teachers were ready for the students when they came. Mr. Crombie took attendance and called them by name. Now Palen, now Mercedes, Ms. Kelly, and Dixon, Leonardo, Davis, Cadigan, and Nickerson. To the front of the class, behind your glass wall. Now teach away, teach away, teach away all.
Isotonic solution. Which means we have the same amount of salt inside as we have outside, so water moves in and out at the same pace.
Kalinda was in the theater, getting ready to engage her drama students who all wanted to take center stage. Tarantino and Davis nerded out in their labs as Ms. Moore struggled with all her open Chrome tabs. Mr. Beck was trying to teach math with his fountain pen in hand, yelling at the students.
Why couldn't they understand?
Del Solio and Costigan were cruising the halls, awaiting the upcoming season of winter volleyball. Mr. Reset was seen racing around on his bike, while Ms. Baker wandered out of the woods from a long winter's hike. Guidance was huddled in their office, getting college applications through, some of them all hopped up on Diet Mountain Dew.
You sent in your college applications, right? And the deadline was 2 weeks ago.
Ms. Hodgkins, Miss Sennett, Semino, Hatzi, and the crew waited patiently for the students to come to S2.
It's S1.
In walked Rich Rosenberg with a story that everybody knew, something about wrestling they had heard a time or two.
Guys, here's one you haven't heard. This day in history, this was the day that Mankind was thrown off the top of the cage in the greatest Hell in a Cell match you've ever seen. And it was just fabulous. He went through the announce table, and everyone came from him back to see if he was alive. And then
Mr. Skane was in the longship shop sharpening the tools, awaiting the day Vikings would be back in their stools. Mr. Lowe, Jasper, and Cadigan conspired about who would have won last year's March Madness if it had transpired.
But yeah, obviously I would have won it. I've already done that.
I definitely would have won. I had the first pick. You know my boy Capuccio would have taken us to the promised land.
Guys, one thing we can all agree on is Semino would have lost.
Alabaku and Aronson studied Delta Math Analytics, while OG Davis planned for AP Statistics. Mr. Hodgkins brewed coffee to warm up our torsos, and Kevin delivered it to the little room of Miss Dorso's. In Mr. Cross's room, scrubbing like young Cinderellas, were Ms. Lund, Mrs. Dupland, and Miss Gorzella. From the third floor came echoes of
Don't leave me again.
shared between Dr. Dunn and Miss Stevenson. Mrs. Suma and Mrs. Conley worked away in the office, singing along to their favorite Christmas chorus. Mr. Kearney was jamming inside of his room, wrapping away all of the dark winter's gloom.
Dark winter's gloom. Boon. Goon. Bassoon.
Ms. Irvine and Demers dusted off their old books, while Indelicado and Parsons made sure no student was overlooked.
So great to see everyone's smiling faces this morning.
Mr. Donnelly gave a smile as he shut off the light, knowing students would soon be there, filled him with delight. The teachers waved goodbye and signed off of their Zoom. For the last time they would be alone in their classrooms. They got in their cars and they drove out of sight shouting, "Happy holidays to all. We will see you in less than a fortnight." Happy holidays!
You have just watched a dramatic reading of 'Twas the Night Before Holiday Break by Mr. David Palen.